We start in about 18 minutes. Hello, Federico. Are you there, Federico? How you doing? You can unmute there, Carl Doe.
Okay.
How you doing? We're about to start, I think.
Morning. No, dopo, dai, dopo quando termina.
Hey, yeah, we haven't started yet, right?
What?
We haven't started yet, right?
We 4 minutes on YouTube on the link.
Okay, I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come up now.
Okay.
And
You
that-
probably
that-
see a countdown. You probably see a countdown.
Okay, that's when we'll start, when the video starts, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna do? Okay.
Three minutes to go.
Okay. I guess oh, okay, what I'll do is I'll get prepared and go on the screen where it's, you see the screen now, right? That's where it's gonna go live. And then once I go live, this is coordination. Once we go live, I gotta put record. Oh, CR, okay, good. CR, Omar, how you doing?
Hello, Dr. John. I am fine. How are you?
Good.
Good, alhamdulillah.
Very good.
Thanks.
Welcome, welcome. CR, are you there? CR?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thank you very much. How are you?
Good,
you're
good.
fine.
We're kind of winging it. I don't know really what we're gonna do.
Seconds. 10 seconds to the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I'll make it the co-host, so hold on. Okay, you're the co-host. We're on YouTube, but we're not, I mean, we're on YouTube Live, but we're not recording it. And so that all this has to get cut out. Julius, that's a good question. Save it for Federico. Any word, Federico? Is Federico here?
Now, John, is something which is self-explained, so you can follow. If we have question and answers, we can chat or we can discuss. Okay?
Okay, is the video on now? Where is the video?
The same link you are following on YouTube.
Okay, so it's not live. Oh, there, it's live now. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, great. Okay. Is it live yet? Man, oh man. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Of Nuran.
Can you hear that
And
okay?
Atlas, our best 3D atlas specifically developed for mobile use. We are delighted to be able to contribute to medical training on a global level. Thank you for joining us.
After years of sacrifices, we are going to reach our goal, to help people. We are now neurosurgeons, residents, medical students, and we all know that hard work works. But neurosurgery is a very complex discipline, and one of the hardest parts to learn is vascular neurosurgery. Technology is evolving quickly, but the human factor still plays a crucial role, and this is what we have chosen to invest in. Practice in a cadaver lab is not always accessible, and practicing on a real patient requires the highest level of safety. Whether one manages to acquire advanced skills or not depends on how often one gets to enter the OR. Without regular practice, learning curve is low. Imagine alternating simulation-based psychomotor training technologies on a daily basis with standard practice in the OR. This could be a revolution. And here we are. After years of research and development, we have created a new technology that can reduce years of training and costs. And this is inspiring. We have created a formula to help reach excellence, and we are now making it available to new generations of neurosurgeons all over the world. We strongly believe this can make a difference to millions of patients around the globe.
BrainBox Aneurysm is the most advanced hyperrealistic vascular simulator available today. It uses virtual and physical technology to provide a powerful training experience. We developed a hybrid system designed to analyze a case virtually before operating on it physically. In a single simulator, you can operate 5 different cases, starting from mental training based on virtual reality, to manual training with physical craniotomy procedures, lifelike microsurgical manipulation, and clipping procedures. For the first time ever, simulation goes beyond its traditional limitations. Now we are able to have access to unlimited cadaverless training, to simulate a pathology which is absent on cadavers, to improve patient safety, and to reduce the training costs. The ability to treat a simulated pathology will change the way we train the new generations of surgeons.
In Upsurgeon, we care deeply about every trainee's experience. This is why each BrainBox has been designed to be used in a variety of ways and to simulate different scenarios. Everything has been designed to maintain a high standard of efficiency. One box is able to simulate any patient positioning. In addition, the aneurysm box, like the entire BrainBox series, is modular. You can either add the new aneurysm scenario to your collection, or you can simply pick up a complete aneurysm box. BrainBox is amazing. Imagine having the most impactful and lifelike surgical tool designed like a work of art in your hands.
One of the most amazing things about this simulator is that it gives you the possibility to study 5 different aneurysm cases in one. This is possible thanks to an innovative hybrid type approach. This is a powerful and complete mental and manual training method. Aneurysm Box is our most impressive result.
Like with any BrainBox, augmented reality guides you in carrying out surgery, and in this particular scenario, in choosing one of the 5 cases possible and then visualizing in 3D the vascular pathology you want to treat. Once you have understood the 3-dimensionality of your target, you can visualize it through a scientific craniotomy. And after that, you can switch to the physical simulator, perform your planned craniotomy, and open the dura. Now comes the most challenging phase of all, using the surgical microscope if you are in the OR, or the included loops if you are at home. You can examine the aneurysm and prepare for clipping, using the clips that come with a kit. All the choices you make, from how you position your own and your patient's body during the procedure to the surgical treatment you perform, will affect the outcome. The extreme precision and realism of 3D models are converted into the most impressive and lifelike anatomical models ever. To make the aneurysm box, they have pushed scientific modeling to its highest expression.
We have conducted a robust and systematic research on the best materials to simulate texture and feedback of a real aneurysm. The result in surgical manipulation is unprecedented, the highest level of realism ever.
We have submitted the result to many neurosurgeons, and it was amazing to see their reactions. We are extremely proud to support neurosurgery training at this level. We're convinced that BrainBox aneurysms will make a difference to millions of people around the world.
When I went to see the laboratory of the upsurgeon, seeing all the brain, all the vessel, all the cerebellum aligned on a table reminds me something science fiction, like Blade Runner. Very nice, very interesting, and I saw this group of people working on this with such an enthusiasm and knowing that they are doing something which is revolution in teaching, and I think really that this it is. The advantage of this model, in my opinion, is that you can play over and over and see how to approach an aneurysm or another lesion over and over without disrupting it. The touch feeling of the brain, the touch feeling of the aneurysm is something that I never seen. So having the opportunity to play with this is something that for me is really unique. For me, this is a real revolution in training that opened up new horizons for the residents. And I saw that when they played with this instrument, they were all enthusiastic. They can try and try again and play several times with the same aneurysm until they find the real and correct position. And this cannot be done also in a virtual field. This would be very interesting also in lower developed country where the possibility to reach a lab which is so simple, so you can put it in a box without requiring the setting that cadaver lab will need is very interesting.
The human brain is a universe in itself. Studying it means exploring one of the greatest mysteries of nature. In order to discover its secrets, both anatomically and functionally, it's necessary to observe, analyze, and touch it. But how can you have access to such an incredible experience as touching a human brain? Today, the only brain that can be studied are those of cadavers in a wet lab, with many limitations. 2 years ago in Upsurgeon, we started working on a revolutionary project. The goal was to give everyone the opportunity to touch a brain using cutting-edge technologies in a completely new way, with the ambition to revolutionize macroscopic study of the human brain. How? By replicating it. We have reproduced details to a level that has never been achieved before, and to increase the amount of information available, we have created an incredible augmented reality experience designed for smartphones. Making this experience universally accessible is our greatest ambition. The first prototypes of this technology has inspired research groups around the world. Here's what happened. Research, training at all levels, even in school, has been possible thanks to one of the most inspiring results ever. We name it Anatomy Touch.
Anatomy Touch is the first scientifically accurate and hyper-realistic reproduction of a life-size human brain on the market. We have studied neuroanatomy in scientific literature and cadaveric dissection and have created the most accurate 3D models ever. The texture, color, and consistency of the anatomical parts have all been reproduced with extreme accuracy, thanks to the information given by our neurosurgeons and anatomists. Why Anatomy Touch? We wanted to give anyone the opportunity to touch a human brain. Neuroscience has never before reached this level of beauty and accessibility. In order to allow for total exploration, we have broken down every single part and represented it virtually. Augmented reality exponentially increases the understanding of physical anatomy. The result is a hybrid model with spectacular details. It's sort of a technological miracle.
Anatomy Touch has been designed in a modular way. The goal was to allow the anatomy of the brain to finally be clearly separated from the brainstem and cerebellum. And just like in any anatomy lab, we want to give the possibility to observe it from every perspective. It also looks like a work of art, yet all we have done is reproduce the anatomy of the nervous system. It's a celebration of nature.
Anatomy Touch is divided into a physical half with its observational limits and a virtual half, and here is where we went beyond the limits. We can observe anatomy in an hybrid system, understanding the relationship between different structures. It is possible to go into the deepest details, observing neuroanatomy in a completely new way. Augmented reality has never before been so powerful and useful.
Anatomy Touch is another incredible result of our scientific 3D modeling, a new methodology invented by Upsurgeon to further enhance the accuracy of anatomical details. But scientific literature is not the only thing you need to fully understand neuroanatomy. You need direct experience. And thanks to scientific 3D modeling, we have captured the cognitive and psychomotor experience of dozens of neurosurgeons and anatomists who have touched a real brain. That experience is now readily available to anyone in the world. Welcome to the future. Head Atlas is the first app available to the public with such a high degree of anatomical fidelity. This unprecedented level of detail is the result of a process called scientific 3D modeling, a method able to deeply connect neuroanatomy experts with 3D artists. This technique has allowed us to compile an incredible collection of 3D models to create one of the most comprehensive encyclopedias of head anatomy ever. Imagine all the features of a real anatomical model or dissection. Imagine all these structures thoroughly described using scientific literature, and imagine the most effective exploration tools such as 3D sections and augmented reality. The result? Scientific accuracy and all the beauty of 3D anatomy. Head Atlas is the evolution of 3D Skull Atlas, which is one of the leading anatomy exploration apps downloaded almost 1 million times since 2017 when it was first released. We decided to expand on the idea of adding more than 2,700 descriptions taken from scientific literature and many other features. Head Atlas includes accurate anatomical 3D models which divide the head anatomy into 3 categories: skull bones, vascular system, and nervous system, which are in turn organized in 3 levels of detail, from general to specific.
Our main goal while designing EdAtlas was to make the learning experience for students powerful and exciting. For these reasons, while developing the exploration tools, we pushed the usability of the interface and the display function to the maximum. There are several different viewing modes, different sections and transparency functions, but above all, a powerful and stable augmented reality system. EdAtlas is built with robust markerless augmented reality that allows you to use all the visualization function of the app in an interactive and, most importantly, functional way. Exploring anatomy has never been this intuitive.
EdAtlas is our most significant digital project yet. The augmented reality features inspire a completely new and revolutionary way to study anatomy. Imagine being able to explore any anatomical model in augmented reality, being able to dissect, break down, and delve deep into the cranial structures, all in front of you on your desk using your smartphone. Why did we want all this to be included in a mobile app so that it could be accessible by anyone from anywhere?
Devi cancellare la...
Do you hear me?
Thank you very much for you.
Do you hear me? Yes. Thank you. John, do you hear me?
Yes, I do. Federico, welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself, Federico? And
Yeah, thank you. I am Federico Nicolosi, neurosurgeon from Italy, Milan, one of the founders and CEO of Surgeon. And yeah, we are working hard to deliver smart technology for education and wherever in the globe. We are doing a new concept of course based on these new technologies. And we are very proud of this because it is something very different than many things have been done till today. And the most important, we are doing courses without cadavers, which is something very interesting. I mean, this is what the feedbacks that we are receiving since 2018 when we started.
well, you know, Federico, one thing I think a lot of people don't know is the importance of a fresh cadaver, they say. And they don't know what it takes to preserve a cadaver. I didn't realize that it's so difficult. You need a good refrigeration system, which most countries can afford, right? And so you're trying to solve that problem. And there's not really many like in Africa, for example. I think there's only 2 anatomy labs, right? Something like that.
Yeah. I think this is not a problem of only that specific countries. Here in Italy, in many places, we have the same problem. The cost of cadavers. We are creating a new concept where 20 people are able to do 60, 70 craniotomies, and the equivalent in cadaver is like 25 cadavers to do that specific numbers. And we use only 6 simulators with disposable parts. And this same formula will be applied in any country, also in low and middle income countries. And this is what we are going to do with the World Federation from 23 of April in Baghdad. We will do a series of around 10 or 15 also courses in low and middle income countries under the Global Federation of Neurosurgical Societies. And this is very important to us, and I mean also most of all to the guys which will receive this type of education in that places.
Mhm. Okay, any more comments, questions from people on the panel? Okay, don't be shy. Use the tools. Ahmad, do you have any remarks? Omar, any remarks, Omar?
Okay. Hello to all. Thank you, great Professor Dr. John, for this presentation. This is very nice for all countries, all medical students and neurosurgeon, and all neurosurgeon is benefit for them also.
Yeah, Omar's from Syria. CR from Iran, I believe. CR, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Shiar. I'm a resident neurosurgeon from Turkey. And I have been actually following up surgeon for a long time now, and I really like what they are doing. And I think it's not only important because we're not because cost of cadavers, but also we're not using human tissue anymore. The possibility of not really needing to use human tissue anymore is very encouraging. And I am really curious about seeing one of your work, and we are curious about to use it in our department too.
Yeah, thank you. I think this new concept is also independent by this startup here in Milan. In general, the world is going to find new, let's say, alternatives to cadaver and biological tissue. And this is not only our experience, this is the experience of many groups in the world which are trying to find new solutions to solve this problem. So I think, many people is confirming that this is the trend, and in 10 years, probably we will have many new alternatives to the cadaver, because this is going to kill our discipline, and it is a problem. Imagine now we have many seniors in our hospitals which have the ability, thanks to previous experiences in other times where this was possible. Imagine in 10 years when there will be a new generation with other limitations. So the current limitations in education will be the future limitation in healthcare. And this is a tragedy, if you think. So we are all at work to find new solutions. We don't think the result of this event now, we will see in 10 years. But I think that in 10 years, we will see also the result of these technologies. So if we move fast.
Okay, Mohammed, you had a remark.
Let me introduce a very important person in Upsurgeon. Okay. It's our Vice President Corporate Development, Dr. Paolo Raimondo.
Hi.
Welcome.
Good morning and evening, everyone.
Welcome. Could you please introduce yourself, sir, and what you do with the company?
Yeah, I'm Vice President of Corporate Development here. I'm not a doctor. My background is management and finance, and I help Federico and the other founders in building up the company around this brilliant idea that they had 3-4 years ago.
Very good. Welcome. Mohammed, do you have a remark you want to ask? You have a question, Mohammed? I don't know if you want to ask directly or you want me to ask it. You want me to ask it, Mohammed? Well, he says, pardon me to ask, continuing the question from Dr. Julius, can you make practical models and costumes? I mean, according to the order, I think he means to order, because it would be great to have a practical model for intraventricular endoscopy. I don't know what he means.
I think that there is a huge interest in ventricular endoscopy, and we are at work on this. In 1 month, we are going to release the interhemispheric approach, and all this region is the key to new opportunities like disposable brains to do, for example, in the external ventricular drains, and most important, in a couple of months, the ventricular exploration with an endoscope. Let's say that we are working on many things, many topics, also on spine surgery. So time is our enemy. So we are running to do as many things as possible. And I mean, we are doing our best. This is our idea. In some month, we will have the approach in this region, and then we will proceed with further development according to the reaction also of the scientific community and our capacity to develop more things in parallel. But we are working on it. We have already prototypes on ventricular exploration and disposable brains to do dissections, and most of all, ventricular study, ventricular drainage.
Very good. How long have you been at this? You've been working at this for 5-6 years, or a long time, right?
Federico and Gian Antonio, the two founders, started 5-6 years ago. They started playing with 3D technology. They started with a couple of programmers on the first app. Then started from 2018, I joined the company with some technical and finance background, and we started working on the physical part, merging all together. We applied to and won a very important European grant here in Europe, and we started hiring people. We have now 15 people working in our headquarters here in Milano, technical people, I mean, and then we have a team that we call the scientific team of more than 15 surgeon, neurosurgeon all over Europe, working with our development team actually in cranial neurosurgery, but we are also, as Federico was mentioning, working on spine and other medical discipline.
Very, very good. Okay, Federico, do you want to cover anything else?
The last comment is about the scientific opportunity to develop validation together. So we are working to collect data, because all these technologies are only toys if we are not able to create a scientific consensus about this value. So we are working on multicentric studies to validate the efficiency of these systems, and we are all at work for this. We already started with the first courses, and we started collecting data, and it is impressive to see the reaction of people during the course. At the beginning of each course, you have 15 guys which enter the room, and they don't see cadaver, and they only see these simulators on the tables. And at the beginning, it's strange. After 30 minutes, you see the magic happening each time. They start creating new approaches and operating under the microscope, with the endoscope, with the high-speed drill, doing real teaching. And the nice thing is that this magic is very repeatable. So in the same course, they do many procedures, and after a while, always we see the older residents training the younger, and it is amazing. So what we are doing is to collect all these impressions, but most of all, objective data about the time of during the procedure, how much time you spend, etc. We are waiting that COVID give us also the possibility to do parallel courses with the cadaver, just to validate comparing with the cadaver. So same approach on cadaver, same approach on simulation, etc. So we are working with these courses with the World Federation of Neurosurgical Societies, with the Young Neurosurgeons Forum of Neurosurgical Societies, and we are working with the Neurosurgical TV also, and with BrainBook, to create this series of courses in low and middle income countries. These countries have been, they applied to do these courses. So they reached us after our call. We did a public call where we say to many people in the scientific community who wants to run this course. So we selected the first 10 courses, and under the auspices of the Federation, we are doing this. So from 23 of April until July, we will do these around 10 courses, and we will collect data to do validation.
Now, the courses, the models are actually going to be there with the students. They're actually going to be using them in the places that you're televising from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the point is that the same technology will be used in the same moment in, let's say, these are real courses that we are organizing in Mayo Clinic, Milan, Baghdad, South Africa. I mean, the same format can be applied in any situation, in any circumstance, in any socioeconomic situation. So this is important. We want to democratize the training in neurosurgery. And of course, we are working on also other disciplines. And it is very inspiring because we see the reaction and we understand that there is a need for something like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, we hope to spread the word because one of the technologies that's improving is video. And we can show ideas like this to the neurosurgical community. Now, do any panelists want to have any remarks they want to say? Go ahead, Joaquin.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Joaquin Perez Zavala. I'm a neurosurgeon from Argentina. I talked several times with Federico. I believe that this is a breakthrough in surgical training. Simulation is the new standard for medical education. The main advantages regarding this are the cost, reproducibility, the repeatable, increased skill curve, and the global impact this will have. We are expecting trying this model soon, and I would like to ask if they are working for getting a model regarding the patency for aneurysm clipping.
Yes, this is a very good question. Thank you for this. We, as you have seen, we did, let's say, non-disposable aneurysm. So in order to give an unlimited possibility to study with the clip shapes, for example, we are working on this important topic. This is one of the most important things we are doing now, which is, I mean, the work on the bypass exercises. So with the flow inside the box or an aneurysm inside the box with the possibility to clip, to break it, most important. So these are disposable aneurysms. And the possibility to also do the exercise with the right mobilization of the aneurysm to avoid to break it. And also obviously suturable circles inside the box. So realistic environments, and this is what we have. But imagine, you are imagining because you did the question, doing the microsurgical bypass with the patency test at the end inside that scenario. Probably from outside, if one doesn't see that it is a box, probably doesn't realize that it is a simulation. And this is important for the emotional impact during the procedure, during the exercise. Because when we do a cadaver lab course, by the way, we cannot do this on a cadaver, but by the way, in general, when you do this, the problem also is that your mind is closed by the emotional storm you have inside, because it is something huge, important. So important to have familiarity with the procedure. And doing this with your time, without spending a fortune for a cadaver, for example, which is a very precious resource for research, for example. So this is the challenge, and we are working on this. I mean, I think that the next months will be very exciting because this has been a nice period to launch new technologies, but I think by the end of this year, we will do other important steps. Let's see, let's hope.
Okay, I think we have one more question. Omar, you have something? You have a question, Omar?
Okay, thanks too much to all. I see one idea. This is a scientific, like physics, mathematics, atomic, and space knowledge. This is a box of knowledge. This tool is a box of knowledge. This is as a first step of high technology in the neurosurgeon. But we don't forget the cadaver. When we make any surgeon, before surgeon, you must be cadaver. For any box, like PDF box, this is PDF for the new surgeon in his pocket. I tell This is a fantastic, always fantastic is good. Like Einstein, like Feynman, like John Hopkins. Always fantastic is very good. And thanks for all and full regards for all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Omar.
To this, we don't want to replace the cadaver. That is the gold standard. We want to prepare to cadaver. Important. To replace cadaver, we will need probably 20 years. We don't want to replace it. We want to prepare to the real. Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, everybody. I guess we'll just wrap it up. And do you have the coming events written down, or can you tell us? I think you mentioned it before, the coming events. When is the next event? Do you know?
We are going to do something in summer probably, or before. I am not able to say with precision when will be the next. We are working on new technologies, and very soon probably we will release something on spine and something on other approaches and some other prototype. But most of all, we are going to work on events, so courses and scientific events.
Okay.
It's important to understand that we work on a scientific level. I am a neurosurgeon, and my fortune is to have people like Paolo, which represent the, let's say, the startup and all the effort in that development. But I continue my professional neurosurgeon, and with other neurosurgeons, we, let's say, guide the research and development, because we want to maintain the connection with the discipline, obviously. So we will do scientific activities in the next months. Hope to have all of you connected in other initiatives, international initiatives.
Very good. We look forward to that. And thank all the panelists for coming. And we'll see you at the next event.
Okay.
Chat, stick around to network. I'm just stopping the live stream.